Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the Tami hoodie sew along. So today we're going to add our bottom band to our jacket, and we're going to add in our zip. So if you've never sewn a zip before, I'm going to try and get as close up as I can with my camera so you can see how I use my zipper foot as well on my sewing machine. It's really quite simple. There is no need to be fearful of zips. The very first zip that I sewed was actually in swim fabric, so it was super slippery. I used a bit, I didn't actually have my wash away tape, I just used Sewalong glue, so that worked fine as well for me. The biggest key is just go slow with it. Okay, there's no need to rush. You can do this at your own pace. So I've really just done the bottom band and the zip today, purely because, you know, if you haven't done a zip before and it goes a bit wonky and you feel like you need to unpick it, I don't want to stress you all out that I'm going too fast. Tomorrow is also catch-up day, so if you do miss out today and you feel you're not quite ready, and there's heaps of YouTube videos out there as well to show you adding zips. So, but never fear, I'm going to do the best I can to explain this to you all. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get our bottom band. So we've got the one piece on the fold. We need to sew one end of the, so we've got the two pieces that we cut. So we've got 3 pieces in all. So our smaller one, we're going to do short sides together, and short ends I should say, ends together and right side together, and we're just going to sew that one along. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing but on the other side. So we've got our fold cut on the fold here, then we've got one of our cut 2 pieces to one end, and then the other cut piece over here. And the reason we're doing this is so that you've got side seams that will end up on your band, and those side seams will join up to match your side seams on your jacket. Okay, so let's sew this together. So you can see I've got the small piece, the folded piece in the middle, and then the last piece. We'll quickly whip this up through the overlocker. Okay, so we've done that part. Too easy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it wrong sides together. So make sure that you're doing wrong sides together. I know normally it is right sides. We need to make sure we're doing wrong sides together. And I would just pin it, making sure that your seams on each end are matching. I'm going to move up here, I'm hoping you can still see me. Join them up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add this band to the bottom of our jacket. So where you've got your joins here, they are going to join up with your side seams on your jacket. So raw ends together, right sides together, and I always start with my side seams, so then I know that they're going to be matching, because when you look down the side you want to make sure that your band and your side seam of your jacket is lining up perfectly. So join those up first. On one end, then the other end. Okay, once you've got that lined up, then I do my ends. So join my end band to the end of my jacket. Okay, and then add another clip just in the middle, and then the same goes for the other side, like so. Now, if you do need to stretch it a little bit to match it up, making sure that you're stretching your band more than your jacket. So let's sew this part up. Okay, so here we have added our band to the base of our jacket. So it's coming together really, really nicely. I'm super happy with how it's coming together. Now the time is for the zip. Let's get to it. Okay, now for the zip. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to overlock down the front opening of both sides of our front pieces. Okay, that's the first thing. So next we're going to add in this zip. So we're going to go get our zip and put our jacket out nice and flat. As flat as it can, I should say. Mine is rolling terribly at the moment. So we're going to separate our zip. Okay, now we're going to put our zip right side down. facing, so you know which way it's going. You need to make sure that you're matching up the bottom of your zip needs to be right at the end of your bottom band. Okay, so don't worry about the top just yet, but the bottom of your zip must match the bottom of your band. So before we even do that, you can add in your tape, or you can glue, whichever you're going to do. I'm going to tape, and so don't worry if you see this once you've added your zip, because it will wash out and you won't notice it. Okay, so once you've got that bit on, we're just going to peel the white bit off. So that's done, and then you've got your sticky bit, and it just goes nicely on top of your overlocking. Now if you want to, you can clip your zip at the same time to stop it from moving even more. Give it a good push down. Not necessary to clip, but if it's your first time, then it may be a good idea. Okay, so remember, the right side of the zip is going down onto the right side of your fabric. So at the moment, your zip teeth, I'm doing the left side facing me, not when I'm wearing. So when I'm wearing it, I'm doing the right side. The zip teeth are facing outwards at this stage. Okay, and I've added my first side. Then while I'm here, I'm going to do the exact same thing to the second side. Remembering right side of your zip is facing the right side of your fabric. Now it is easier to sew your zip with a zip foot. I know my sewing machine came with a zip foot. Okay, I'll peel that off, and we'll do the same thing over this side. So we'll just clip it down. Give it a good press so it's actually sticking down, because you don't want this zip to move while you're sewing it. The straighter it is, the easier it will be. To sew it. Okay, so that's all pinned, and now we're ready to sew it on. Okay, let's get started on this zip. So you should have your zip foot for your sewing machine. So it's got two little clips where you can clip it on. So depending on what side you're sewing will depend on which side you're going to put your zipper foot in. So I'm starting with my left side. Okay. My machine has call it a zipper stitch, which is still just a straight stitch, but it just moves my needle for me right into the little notch where it needs to be. So what we're going to do is, I'm hoping that you can see here, that's the best way. I'll try my best here. So now we're just going to sew like we would anything else. Okay, I've got my foot down, and just before you start sewing, you can just hand wind your needle down just to make sure that it's in the right spot. So I'm just going to move mine over just slightly. So I'll lift my camera up like so, so you can see how it looks. So I've got my needle going right in the middle there with my zipper foot. Okay, so I'm sewing, they're my teeth on the outside, they're facing out from the edge. Okay, and all I am going to do is simply just sew, making sure that you backstitch at the beginning and end. Really important to go slow here, because you want to make sure that you're sewing in a straight line. Okay, so all we've done is, show it this way maybe, is we've sewn our zip down this way, so that when we flip it out the right way, we're going to top stitch down that side later on. Okay, so now we'll just do the next side, doing the exact same thing. Okay, so now that we've got our zip installed, all we need to do now is top stitch it essentially. So we're going to take our zip piece, we're going to flip the teeth inwards, and then we're going to top stitch all the way down the front of our zip. Oops, my apologies, front of our zip. This is where it can get a bit bumpy, so making sure that you've got your zip foot in at the right side. You can also lengthen your stitch a little bit. I find sometimes helps. I wouldn't go too much, but just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll put my camera here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, just as long as I don't knock the camera over, I might just put that there. No, you're not going to see. Okay, so we're going to start with one side. The most important part is that when you're doing the zip, that best way to explain this is the teeth are on the inside, so I can hold this up here that way. So the teeth are on this way, your needle's going to be on the left hand side, so this just glides over the teeth. Okay, does that make sense? Then when you go to do the other side, you're going to swap the position your zip foot is in. I hope that makes sense to you all. So teeth on the inside, and we've got our position on the left hand side of our zip foot. Alright, and then we can start sewing. Just trying to get mine to line up nicely here. I like to just start with my needle in, and again going slow and steady. So that's nice straight, as straight as you can. So there's our front part of our zip. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put it together like so. And there we have our zip all done. Thanks very much for taking part in day 3, guys. We are almost there. We're on the home stretch now. So day 4 is going to be catch-up day. So if you've missed anything along the way and you're a little bit behind, then tomorrow is the day to catch up before we finish off for day 5 with our hood and our cuffs, which are super easy, quick drawstring, some eyelets, and we're done and dusted. Don't forget to post a pic of your zip. I'd love to see your zip on the So Unique Fabrics Facebook group page under day 3 of the sew along, and I'll draw a random winner for some goodies. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thanks for joining in. Bye bye.